Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here to discuss this week's PGA event, the Valero Texas Open, that is played at TPC San Antonio. It is a nice tune-up for the Masters that will be played next week. Very excited for that. It's going to be an incredible Masters this year for sure. Post-COVID now, everybody's going to be buzzing. But this week is a good tournament as well. Some good entries, some great contests to get in on all three DraftKings, Fanduel, and Yahoo. So we are going to provide some info for you here, and then we will be providing lineups for our members. Also wanted to thank Prize Picks for being the presenting sponsor. We're also going to have some good Prize Pick selections from this Valero Texas Open. If you would like to join Prize Picks and you haven't yet, go to prizepicks.com, use the promo code CoachTalk, all one word, no space, and you get up to 100% match, all the way up to $100. So if you put in 50, you get 50, etc. And it is put directly in your account, not released slowly dollar by dollar. So we have been red hot in Prize Picks in all basketball and baseball and golf. And so we're going to continue on with this momentum. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Valero Texas Open. Like I say, we've got a good field. We've got some guys in here that are tuning up for next week's Masters. They try to usually set this event up with a similar type feel for what they're going to get at the Masters. Obviously, it's a different grass, etc. But it's it's a fair course. It's not strictly for bombers. You do have to have some length because there are some tricky par fives, but a lot of it is positioning and putting the ball in the right place in the fairway and on the greens, similar to like the Masters. So you've got guys like McIlroy and Hideki and Spieth, a lot of guys coming in and playing that haven't played before in this event. McIlroy hasn't played in it in years, but I think that the setup of the course and the way they're putting it together, it makes it for a nice tune-up for next week. Couple things here. Exciting news, too, that I just read about. It looks like Tiger may give it a go next week at the Masters, which is very incredible news. He's not going to obviously play this week, but something to look forward to if he's able to get out there. That would be somewhat miraculous after the injuries that he suffered, but hopefully he can. That'll add more to the just allure and luster of this incredible event next week. All right, back to this week. Couple things. Where do we want to go for pay-ups here? What are the best options to go for? We don't really have to talk about, guys that bomb it off the tee or guys that it's just dead greens in regulation. You still can get around the course. The roughs are going to be similar cut to the way they will be for the Masters next week. So it's good to be long, but it's important to be accurate. So it's going to take all different kinds of games to do well here. So I think that you've got defending champion Jordan Spieth coming back and to defend. And he played phenomenal golf last year with a 270 total. He's certainly a guy to consider. Charlie Hoffman finished second last year. He is someone that has just been unreal on this golf course. How about 11 cuts for 11, 9 of 11 tournaments, top 15? That is insane. You don't find that anywhere. So he's got to be in the player pool. I don't care the fact that he's playing poorly. No, I mean, he owns this course as far as being competitive. It is the Oaks course, by the way, at TPC San Antonio. Couple of things here. The guy that finished third last year, Matt Wallace, Lucas Glover, Anirban Lahiri was fifth. Going back 2 years, actually to 2019, because they didn't play it in 2020 because of COVID, it was Corey Connors, the aforementioned Charlie Hoffman, Ryan Moore, Siwoo Kim, and Brian Stewart. And then in 2018, you had top 5 finishers: Andrew Landry, Trey Mullinex, Sean O'Hare, Jimmy Walker's, Zach Johnson. Did not have a good field in 2018. It has gotten better and better the last couple of years. Back in 2017, Chappell, Koepka, Finau, Tway, and Baddeley were in there. So you've got some guys back, some guys that have done well here consistently, and then some new folks that are jumping into the ring. As far as Vegas goes, we've got Rory McIlroy, the favorite, at 9-1. Jordan Spieth, the second choice to defend, at 16-1. Hideki is 20. Corey Connors, 20. Abraham Answer, 20. Bryson DeChambeau, who's playing here, he's 25-1. Maverick McNealy, 30. Gary Woodland, who seems to have a resurgence to his game this year, is 30-1. Siwoo Kim, steady, consistent, 33. Tony Finau, who seems to have really lost his game of late, 33-1. Good competitor here, Chris Kirk, has a nice shot. He's 33-1. Adam Hadwin has put together some good rounds. Keegan Bradley is playing the best golf he's played in a few years. He's 45, as is Jason Day. And then after that, it's 50+1. So that gives you a feel of what Vegas is putting in there, and also gives you a look at what has been recent form of these guys. So very interesting here, and a course that's going to really suit a lot of different types of play. Let me share a couple of guys that I'm leaning towards right now, some pay-ups that I think are good plays, and a couple of long shots, and lower owned, lower price guys that are, I think, in the mix as well. First of all, I don't think Rory's a bad play at all. I know he hasn't played much golf, and he hasn't played here in years, but he does know the course. He's played it before. He's really a top player, and he's shown that he can play well off of rest. So he's the most expensive in the field at $12K, but that doesn't scare me. I think he's consistent. Another pay-up guy that I'm looking at on FanDuel here is 11-6 Corey Connors. He's been a consistent player all year. He's a guy that I targeted at the beginning of the year as one of my favorite players for this season. I think he'll be right in the thick of it. I think he's a definite threat to win this thing this week. Just below top priced guys is the super hot Maverick McNealy. He's made 11 of 12 cuts this year. He comes in at 10.9, which I think is a very fair price. He is increased by price each week, but he's deserved it. He's earned it. Right behind him, Gary Woodland at 10.8. Again, still a little inconsistent, but compared to the last few years, he has put together some really nice rounds of golf throughout, as has Adam Hadwin, who's also in that price range at 10.7. I think he's a guy that you can look at. And then I'll mention one more in this price range, because this is usually the range that a couple of guys can really win it for you. And it's Chris Kirk at 10.5. He's made 8 out of 12 cuts. He's played well here before. And I think that he's honed in for a good event this week. A couple of lesser cost guys that I think have a good chance. Denny McCarthy at 9.1, I think, is a sharp play. He is a tremendous putter, great around the greens, and I think he'll eat up this course with strokes gained around and on the green. So at 9.1, I think he's a steal. Two other guys that I'm going to throw out there that I think you can look at. Grayson Sigg at 7.9, very cheap. But another guy that's made a lot of cuts this year, 11 of 15. And that's what, our goal is, get these guys through to the weekend. That is the first big key. And he's got a 25th, a 33rd, a 48th, and a 68th this year. So whether, he's getting top 10s, no, he's not. But is he making cuts and getting top 30s? Absolutely. And at 7,900, we'll take that all day long. There is no question about it. One other guy I'll mention that is, I think, underpriced here, and he's been super hot, is Davis Riley. He's a youngster that's really, come on the scene strong. He's 8 of 14 cuts, but he's getting a solid 62.3 fantasy points per contest, and has had some outstanding performances through this initial year. And he's done it sort in Hawaii, in California, in Florida, and now I think that he can do it throughout the year. He's got a second at the Valspar on March 17th, and then he made 6 of 8 cuts in his last 8, and he's been in contention at times. So I think at 9,500 on FanDuel, he is another guy that I would look at for this Valspar Championship. All right, I want to give you a little look at this field, give you some the last 3 years of top fives, a couple of plays that you can go after, and then I'm going to utilize some of these plays that I mentioned today for Prize Picks, and I'll also be releasing some more Prize Picks plays to our members. If you want to join us here at Coach Talk, go to dfscoachtalk.com. You can sign up there for as little as a 3-day membership for $10, and we'd love to have you. We do full lineups for FanDuel and Yahoo, and we give you a coach's clipboard with a 5-core group for golf, and then a lot of the rest of the players that we list on that clipboard to fill in the different spots on DraftKings. We also do a weekend only. So if you join today, you'll get that Friday night weekend only after the cut is done for the Saturday and Sunday competition. So we would really love to have you join us. I hope this gave you a quick preview to start lining up some of those golf plays. We're going to have some special things next week on the podcast for the Masters. So definitely check us out again then. This podcast posts every Wednesday for the tournament. And then again, we'll be in Discord throughout all 4 rounds, including on Fridays when we post weekend lineup. So thank you so much for joining in. Good luck on the tees, and we'll see you here at Coach Talk very soon. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great, great golf tournament this week, and we'll be back again next week when we look to crush it in PGA DFS.